Welcome to the Final Wager. I am a freshly shaved Keith Williams. Got to admit, whenever I saw my face in a mirror or a window today, I thought to myself, wow, I look really naked. So I hope this doesn't come as much of a shock to particularly those of you who didn't see last night's video, one of my prouder editing jobs of all time. We have a good game tonight, and it would have been even better had we had some more aggressive daily double wagers. Only 6,000 on those 3 daily doubles, if memory serves. And yeah, this is going to be fun. 44,000 combined between all 3, and things might get a little naughty. So I said naughty, not naughty. It is the season. I hope we have some nice wagers here. 28,000 if Liz doubles up. So to cover that, Theresa's going to have to wager 10-2. If she is wrong, she'll be left with 7,600. So you can see that both players, Liz and Ted, can stay above that. Ted with a wager of as much as 4,600. And Liz, should be able to do that in my head, 6,400. All right, now those of you who have been watching this series for a while will recognize that Liz, in second place, is closer to third place, Ted, than she is to Theresa in the lead, so she is going to be in what is called Stratton's Dilemma. She can either wager up to 6,400 and stay above Theresa on a double stumper, or cover a double up by Ted, which is usually the better play, although with these scores, who knows. So Ted doubles up, you can have 24-4. Liz is going to have to wager 10,400 at a minimum. At that rate, she might as well go for everything, because she can't win if she's wrong, unless Theresa does something really silly. And there's no effect on Ted's wager, because he's still capped at this 4,600. I guess on Theresa, 24-4, it's going to be a wager of 6,600. Yeah. I don't like that wager because odds are good that Liz is going to go big, especially in a core category. Let's see. I will throw this away. Almost landed right on my iPad. Gotta be a little bit careful about that. Okay, so let's start with Liz going for this 6,400 amount, which is unlikely, but still conceivable. She would have 20,400. So Theresa, to cover that, would wager 2,600. Don't really like that either, but we'll put it there. She gets it wrong with that, she's going to be left with 15,200, so Liz is going to want to wager at least 1,200. And Ted's going to want to wager at least 3,000. So 4,000 so far is looking good for him. And I guess if Liz does go for that smallish amount, 6,400, I could see Ted going for everything, but I don't really like that. If Ted goes for this 4,600 amount, he will have 16,800, so you can see Theresa capping her wager at 1,000. Questionable. Liz, actually everything except for 10,200 is questionable for Theresa, just put it that way. Liz, 2,800 at a minimum. Stick that in there. We'll pair everything up later. And, oh yeah, if she misses with that, she'll be left with 10-2. I'm sorry, 11-2. So Ted maybe caps his wager at 1,000. All right, I'm going to be a little bit more gentle with that one. We're a direct shot. Finally, 0 cover wagers. So let's start with Theresa and Liz. They are separated by 3,800. So I'm going to put a 3,800 here. And 7,600. That's not going to work with this, but that would still fall into that 10,400 amount. 3,800 on the downside for Theresa. And I guess we could put the 7,600. Not a huge fan, but Ted and Liz now, they're separated by 1,800. So 1,800 doesn't fit anywhere here, but this 3,600 amount is going to work. right there. Just erase that. And the 1800 over here, you can see that going there. And I guess 3600 could go here too. I put that on Liz's, the 3600 on Liz's maximum amounts because some people just like wagering to cover whoever it is by $1, and I haven't proven this mathematically. I probably will do this after the show, but anytime you wager to cover someone's zero wager by $1, that's just not a really good wager. Andy Saunders proposed that that be called Zerg's fallacy after Nancy Zerg, who did that to beat Ken Jennings and left a lot of money on the table. Last one. Ted and Theresa, 5600. Not going to work here. Not going to work here either. And that is all. Okay. Now, how do I rank these? I love when people take things into their own hands. I've never used as many colors. Don't worry, I didn't shave again. That was an accidental drop, unlike last night's. I guess if I'm Theresa, I'm obviously going for this one. It's my first choice. If I am Liz, I'm probably going for the big one. Although let's think what Ted might do here. This 4600 is probably his most likely wager. 3600 to 4600. And I would probably look to cover that here with this 2800, 3600. That's probably my secondary choice. Maybe my primary choice. I'd probably flip a coin here. Okay, this has been a long analysis and a lot of fun. Just like Friday's was pretty long and a lot of fun too. And now I will go watch to see what happened. Well, clearly I was wrong about one of our contestants' confidence in this category, and it turns out that she was the only one to respond correctly. Congratulations, Theresa. Clearly thought this wager through. I would consider that the secondary range, because if you're not going to go for the lockout, you might as well wager to force your opponents to get it right. Had she missed, she would have had 14,001, which Liz would have had to get it right, and Ted would have had to get it right. So nice thinking there. Of course, had either of them responded correctly, it wouldn't have worked out so well for Theresa. Few comments about tonight's game. One, last night I said I enjoyed watching Alex from his lectern, not necessarily up and about, and I was thinking about that during the show, and I think I know why. It seems like he slows down his diction, and he becomes a little bit more thoughtful about what he's going to say. So not that he was saying bad things previously, obviously some cringeworthy moments during interviews in particular, but during the introduction, very interesting perception on the spirit of Christmas and on the passage of time, and maybe tomorrow we'll get a dissertation on the afterlife or something. I'd love to hear more Alex Trebek wisdom. I am a little embarrassed to admit this, but I did not know Ivanhoe was not a Native American. Literature, not my strong suit, although I did know that Gilgamesh was way, way overvalued as a $2,000 clue. The three INGs, not sure why at the $400 level you had to give all three, whereas at the higher value clues, you had to just give one. That didn't make sense to me. And really enjoyed the story about the broccoli, just named as broccoli, because there's a guy called Broccoli Man who has a lot of songs and is, speaking of cringeworthy, yeah, I'll link to a video or something. All right. Yeah, fun game, fun analysis, fun players, and we'll hope for a similarly good situation and episode tomorrow, which I'll be taping from Vermont. Yeehaw! And we'll probably have some guest stars here tomorrow on the Final Wager.